Welcome back, boys and girls. I heard so much about HK rifles, but I never had a chance to shoot one until my buddy Daniel brought me HK416 in 22 long rifle. Now this is actually a pistol, and he added the arm brace. And originally it came with the flip up front and the rear side, but for some reason the rear side is missing. So I went ahead and mounted a scope on it. Now this is an air rifle scope. They came with a Gamma air rifle. But for 22, I think it'll be okay. Let's start with the review and hit the range. My first impression of this pistol is quality. Everything is aluminum, metal, no plastic stuff on it. And it's got a very balanced weight on it. It's not too heavy or too light like a toy. And even with this arm brace, this is actually the best arm brace I've seen. Everything is very solid, high quality. And as for the price, MSRP on this pistol is $469, but he paid $400 for the pistol and $175 for the arm brace. Now, only thing that's plastic is the flip up side. Again, he lost the rear. Maybe because this is a plastic, it did get knocked off. The barrel length is 8.5 inches long with a flash hider. And the weight without the arm brace is 4.5 pounds. Okay, this is weight with the arm brace and the scope. It's 5 pounds and 12 ounces, which is not bad at all. We got a full Picatinny rail from the back to the front. And it's got an M-lock accessory rail on it, so you could put whatever you want. And this actually comes with dust shield that works. And the forward assist actually moves, but I don't think that actually assists the forward. And the safety system is same as AR. Now, only thing that looks but does not function like AR is the action release. This does not move at all, but then I kind of understand because this has different action than AR. As for the magazine, it looks like a real 223 magazine, but it's 22 and this holds 20 rounds. And it's got a loading assistant handle here, so it moves really nice and easy. So loading 20 rounds shouldn't be any problem. It doesn't have any play in it, and it drops fine. And the charging handle works just like AR. It is empty. Now I'm not sure if this is dry fire safe or not, so I'm gonna use a little bit of a hard paper to prevent the damage. It is empty. Let's see the trigger. Wow. Okay, it's got a very little pre-travel and it's pretty clean, but very heavy for 22. It feels like about 8 pounds, honestly. Well, let's check it with a gauge. Okay, 7 pounds and 15 ounces. So it is almost 8 pounds. Okay, let's talk about disassembling. This disassembles like AR, but it's a completely different assembly size, so we can't really take it apart. Now, one thing I noticed is that in here is plastic, so you definitely do not want to pull the trigger with a hammer cock. Plastic will crack really easily. Again, we don't have a luxury of having the assembly just slide out. It actually has a bolt holding everything together, and again, I don't want to mess with it. So honestly, this does disassemble like AR, but I don't really see a point to do it because you don't want to take the whole assembly out. I think you should just leave it as it is, open the chamber, clean the gun as every other 22 rifles. Okay, as for the ammunition, I have Federal target ammunition and SK standard, not high velocity. I do want to save the high velocity because that thing's really accurate. But with this standard, I did have some jamming problem with a different 22. But let's see how reliable this H&K is. And depending on which one is more accurate, I'm going to shoot out to 50 yards or even beyond. Alright, let's hit the range. Okay, this is Range Officer's Bench. So this is where I'm going to be shooting today. And this is my first duty as an officer. And it rained hard this morning, so nobody's out here. And it's supposed to rain again later around 4 to 5. Thunderstorm. So again, nobody's here. I'm out here all by myself. Gets a little lonely, but that's fine. This is the first time me ever shooting this 22, and I wasn't able to bolt sight because this is not like a regular AR where you could remove the bolt assembly. But I had this scope mounted on my air rifle, and I set it in one. So I'm hoping this will hit the paper, and then we could take it from there. Wow. It's shooting about 1 o'clock, but very close to bullseye, so I'm pretty happy. Okay, the trigger is very heavy, but pretty clean. Ooh, bullseye. Okay, let's go down and take a look. Okay, so I'm gonna put a new target up there and then try 2 different ammunition. First 5 shot, I'm gonna take it with SK standard ammunition, and the next 5 shot I'm gonna be shooting with the Federal. Okay, it started kind of low, but they went back up to bullseye. Now feather on the right target. Okay, I'm getting a better groove with SK. Alright, let's take it out to 50 yards. Okay, that's with SK and that's with the Federal. So that's where it started off, but it started climbing back up again. So I'm not sure what's that all about. But I'm gonna take it out to 50 yards and see. Okay, I'm gonna do 10 rounds rapid fire, and since I'm the officer, as long as I have it under rest and have the gun under control, I'm gonna allow myself. Yeah. I'm gonna take 5 shots at 50 yards, and I'm only shooting the SK ammunition. Okay, the group is not bad, but I got 2 shots at 6 and 3 shots at 12. So I'm gonna take 5 more and see what happens. Okay, it's pretty decent. Okay, this is 50 yards. That's the 10 shot group. Okay, I'm gonna try to hit a clay pigeon at about 120 yards. And I got 3 clay pigeons out there, and I'm gonna try to do it within 10 shots. No, let's make it 15 shots. Okay, the clay pigeon is above 8, and I'm gonna start from the left. Got it. Got it. Got it. Alright, that was less than 15. Okay, if this crosshair had a multiplex, there would not have been any problem. It was just kind of hard to find the holdover point of that line, but once I figured it out, it was a lot easier. Okay, this is at 25 yards. Now let's have some fun. Wow, 10 for 10, that fast. Okay, coming back from the range, I was really surprised how reliable this pistol was. I didn't have a single malfunction, and shooting it was a blast. And I was really surprised how well this scope held up. Again, I would hate to take this scope back out. This only being 8.5 inch, this scope should be fine, so I'm gonna leave it there. And this scope is my gift to Daniel. Congrats, Daniel. My real congratulations is on this pistol. I'm telling you, this is a really quality piece. It shoots well, points well, and doesn't feel like a toy era. It feels like a solid quality gun. So my give and take is I get to review his pistol and he gets my scope. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy life with what you got, but mostly remember, fair trade is always a good thing. See you.